An active weather pattern across the western Pacific continues today with our likely new developing storm system in the Philippine Sea, 94W. Going to be a big rainmaker for the Philippines. We have our newest named storm, that's Tropical Storm Nari, now approaching the east coast of Japan, even across parts of Chiba Prefecture and down to Tokyo. You're going to see in passing showers as you go ahead through today, but more so next few days, southerly flow really is going to be wrapping in on the back side of it. You can even see the track for that area just above me here, and we have that subtropical depression located just over the Korean Peninsula, and that's going to combine with Nari and just continue to bring rainfall for parts of Japan as well. And all the while, on top of that, you have this continued monsoonal inflow, this river of moisture coming in all the way from the Indian Ocean, setting up this monsoonal surge and just kind of getting enhanced here, that enhanced habagat, if you will, for our friends in the Philippines. So let's start off with that area out here towards the east of the Philippines. I know that's where a lot of people watch for these updates, and I know you're all concerned about that flood threat here. Now, at this time, there really is no specific area organized or developed. So what we're looking at here is just overall convective inflow, and see how it makes kind of that hard left turn? Well, it's almost something spinning up within that hard left turn right in there, and then starts to lift towards the north and west. Now we got this high pressure ridge right out over towards Taiwan. One reason why our storm system near in Japan is kind of edging further towards the east. So these are all kind of bouncing off of each other, and that's going to cause this one to move more towards the north and west now. So I know the last few updates we were talking about maybe Okinawa could see a storm. Well, it looks like an increasing risk more so for the north coast of the Philippines, looking at more of a direct impact that's across Cagayan, parts of Isabela, over towards Ilocos Norte. You could be looking at the center of the storm, but I think the more kind of broader impacts is the inflow across parts of Visayas, Palawan, Mindoro, all going to be seeing some heavy rainfall, and even into the Cebu area, where I do think as we go ahead through basically the rest of this upcoming week, we're going to see that increase in heavy rainfall and that chance of some flooding out here. So it's a garden variety of impacts towards the north and towards the south. And this is a closer view of what the ECMWF is showing as we pull back the picture here. So you just still got those scattered showers. Watch our area of low pressure, which by this point could be a full-on tropical system, or at least kind of a monsoonal gyre type of a low, track near the north coast of Luzon. And look at that, just kind of pumping in moisture here across parts of the northern Sierra Madre Mountains, most of Cagayan, and yes, northwestern Luzon by Thursday, Friday, and into next Saturday. And we can compare this up with different levels of guidance. In fact, let's jump over to what the ECMWF is showing here on the windy model. This is by the 17th into the 18th. So this is what I just showed you. And then we compare it with the GFS. That's a global forecasting system. The American model, actually kind of a very similar setup. So when you get similar setups here, that really does start to kind of say, hey, maybe there's something to it with these model guidances. And this is actually our SpaghettiOs with the GFS and the SpaghettiOs with the ECMWF, basically the overall confidence of where this system could be going, both being indicated by two different models here and their ensembles. So what does that mean? And less meteorological mumble jumbo. It means that I do think we are going to, at the very least, have this significant increase in a likely tropical system set up for the Philippines. We're going to be looking at heavy rainfall and inflow wrapping it from the west across a good portion of Visayas, and we could potentially be looking at a full-on tropical system hitting the north coast of Luzon. At the very least, a tropical depression being named by Pagasa. So that's going to be one of the big topics as we look ahead. And at least for the time being, like I said, look at the rainfall outlook here on Tuesday for Visayas. You just already are starting to see the inflow from this overall monsoonal surge. Before I go any more, I do want to say, hey, if you like these updates, check out our Patreon. Link is down below. These are some of our Patreon members, our Typhoons and Super Typhoons, and I continue to do these updates at the good gracious of all our Patreon members who support this channel. On to our storm towards Japan. And yeah, this area still getting sheared off. The bulk of the convection is located on the eastern side of it. It's kind of got that little fish hook look to it. But if we go back to the satellite picture here, in a little bit of a closer view, you can see it is starting to wrap up within itself. It's got a lot of drier entrainment, but it is organized enough where I do believe coastal areas gonna be looking at, some pretty decent conditions. This is actually current wind as of recording this here on our Monday morning. Tokyo right along the bay seeing 12 to 15 knots, probably a little bit gustier along our immediate coastal areas. But the worst of the weather would be on the right side of the storm, and especially in this banding right here, you see that? That's where kind of the worst of the weather and that overall moisture flow is. But my worry is this kind of getting pulled west because of our subtropical depression right there. So let's go back to this image here and let's loop this through for our friends in Japan. Let's watch the track of this storm. Of course, it's above me here. That is JTWC. This is the Japan Meteorological Agency's forecast, and you see how it just skirts the coastline of Tohoku, but look behind it. So it combines with our flow from our other system, and look at that just straight up corridor of rain and clouds and moisture pumping onshore across central areas of Honshu as we go ahead through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It just continues to set up. This is another look at it, and you can see how the overall field just kind of widens as this moves towards the north, and then you get that moisture inflow. And this would be a enhanced tabaga for Japan. I know that's a specific to the Philippines term, but if you understand that term, you would understand what I'm talking about here. Almost a pineapple express type of situation. That's what we call it in California. And in Japan, it is just a straight up monsoonal surge, heavy rainfall coming in from the south. And across volcanic soil there on the southern coastline of Honshu, definitely could be looking at a few mudslide threats. Tokyo, probably train delays, things like that. Across parts of Kanagawa Prefecture, and yeah, over towards areas of even into Shikoku as well. So there's a wide range and a variety of impacts that come with these storm systems here, from our overall surge, our development of a new tropical system, and what's going on here across Japan. So of course, I'm always going to try my best to continue to keep you posted on this as we look ahead over the upcoming days. And let's hope that we don't see a full-on powerful storm system like a super typhoon. I don't see that in much of the guidance, but a stronger tropical storm, yeah, I have seen. And I think despite that, one of the things that comes with a storm like this is that you can get a more of a social impacts that, because when you get a full-on typhoon and you get a lot of hype with it, people tend to obviously listen, which is good. You should. But when you get something like this where I just say, yeah, a lot of rain, and enhanced tabaga, and you could be seeing some flooding in these spots, and this spot, and this spot. Not that people don't listen, but the general public may not understand the overall seriousness of that threat, and of that threat of floodwaters potentially rising pretty quickly in some spots here, because it's not associated with the hype of a tropical system. So just make sure you're staying, if you know anybody that's like that, make sure they're staying smart, staying weather aware out here, and know your information from those official sources, especially in your local areas, whether it be in Japan, military out there, maybe Taiwan, and of course into the Philippines. Make sure you're getting those sources. You have ways to be notified as well, or you do know where to get that source for any evacuation information or anything along those lines. So I'm going to do my best, though, to continue to update you over the upcoming days. As always, thanks for watching. And number one thing, of course, friends, stay safe out there.